Welcome to season 2 of Unearthed, a talk show about all things bugs and the breeders that love them. Presented by Juice's Arthropods. I'm your host, Hot Doug, and today I'm joined with the man of the hour himself, Juice from Juice's.
Thank you so much, Hot Doug. It has been an incredibly crazy couple years, man. I'm so excited to be back. Unearthed's episode number 2. Can you believe it? At the end of the day, it's been nuts. I mean, how have you been since we last talked?
So since we last talked, I became a father. So I now have a beautiful baby, Mina, who, if you follow me at Hot Doug on Instagram, you may have seen her a couple times already. And other than that, I've just been getting ready for this season of Unearthed. Check out the new digs.
Yeah, it's wild. Like if you go back to where we were, where we started with Pedantic Semantic episode number 1, and then you actually look at it versus now, like technology's improved. A lot more people know who we are. We don't have to worry about going into something and having like one loyal fan, which is pretty dope. But man, there has been just so many things have happened over the last year. So I appreciate everybody that came to this live showing. We will be doing these once a month, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But Hot Doug, we got a lot of stuff on the table today. What do we want to talk about first?
Oh my God, we have an action-packed season premiere, season 2. I think we should dive in. We hit 2024 with the ground running. That's not a phrase, but we got a lot of updates. We got a lot of things going on with Juice's Arthropods. This is probably going to be, in my opinion, the biggest year for your business, and I'm really excited to walk through what's already happened 1 month in. So tell us a little bit about what's been going on.
Oh man, it's if I have to summarize 2023, 2024, it's been whiplash. I mean, it's been all good things. Like there hasn't been anything bad. I mean, you live and learn as a business at the end of the day, but some things I really am really excited to talk about, like right off the gate. Shipping updates. Like I know this is not going to be a sexy topic at the end of the day, but you know what? I do too. Like as stupid as that sounds, so I started a partnership with Ship Your Reptiles. And so there's a lot of these like third party, shipping freight companies that ultimately help you, because I was doing it alone. Like that's the biggest issue when you're doing this is you're doing it all alone, and then you become extremely cost prohibitive for places that are like, let's say for instance, you live in the Midwest, you're buying a product from California. It's already a little bit more expensive because it is California. So, at the end of the day, sorry about that. My I was having technology issues. But what we did is we partnered with Ship Your Reptiles. So what that means is ultimately alive arrival guarantees, as well as delayed shipping issues, are a thing of the past because it's completely insured by Ship Your Reptiles, which is awesome. If you check out our website right now, which we're doing a complete overhaul, so bear with us while we continue this, and we'll talk more about those later. Flat fee shipping is engaged. So we've got really aggressive flat fee shipping for live, as well as we have ground options that are available for our dry goods. But even better than that is we came up with an idea of how we can ship you both. So I actually have a combo package, a flat rate fee. I don't care if you're buying 50 pounds of soil or if you're buying a single tarantula. If you buy one of our arthropods, which we'll talk about later, and you buy something live, you can now actually have them delivered. It won't be the same day. We'll ship you your dry goods first, so that way you're, the future home of your creatures there, and then ultimately we ship that. So that's awesome. Those are, and then obviously, I think we need to talk about the dry goods, right?
Year for dry goods. Your whole deal is it's growth. This is one of the biggest growth areas for Juice's Arthropods right now.
Oh, absolutely. So the biggest differentiating feature that I ultimately, and I think the vision of Juice's Arthropods is always has been, you go to Juice's Arthropods and you can get everything you would ever need. You can get your new friend, you can get the supplies that you need for it, the cages for it. You can get everything under ultimately in one package, right? The addition of magnolia leaves and magnolia seed pods, which by the way, I know I'm preaching to the choir here on like what that process looks like, But dude, these are double sanitized. Like these are not just something we picked out of a backyard and then they put it in a bag and then we threw it there. These are something that these are California homegrown magnolia seeds, magnolia leaves. We wash them off. Some of them might have a little dirt because you can't like clean a leaf, it turns out. But what you can do is you can boil the hell out of them. So there's definitely nothing living on them. We baked them afterwards, completely sanitized them. We got the seed pods out as well. We're now offering wholesale on that as well. So if you're a wholesaler, you can reach out to us as well. I think though that while the magnolia seed, oh, and by the way, we vacuum seal them and then we actually bag seal them. And if you order them separately from us, we also offer free shipping. You just have to, there's a code that you have to use, which will actually be when you click into magnolia seed pods, or magnolia leaves and seed pods, you just have to enter that code. Now, the only issue is that if you try to add it with other things, it will tell you that the discount code doesn't work. And that's because they're getting free shipping anyways. We put them at 0 weight, so there's no issue there. But I think the biggest thing is we had Juice's Arthropods Pay Dirt, which is now Royal Soil, but now we're coming out with 3 new blends. And that's the part I'm really, really excited to talk about.
Tell me about your blends.
Okay, so everybody thinks I'm a nerd. Okay, if you know me, you know I love bugs, but I also love anything that can help the bugs at the end of the day. Royal Soil was the pay dirt, which was perfect for detritivores. You could use it for anything, but the more I kind of created the soil blends, the more I realized it was going to be more of a the generic, like you could use this for anything. What we're going to be rolling out soon, and I apologize if I don't remember all of the names yet because I know we workshopped these. So we have Royal Soil, we have Dung Fu, which is going to be a 3 to 4. I'm still working through some of the wholesalers for this. It'll be a 3 to 4 types of dung that will be in it. That will be perfect for dung beetles. It'll also be perfect for your detritivores, millipedes, all of those sort of things. We're also going to be doing one that's going to be more of an arid mix. And then one of them that is going to be just the crunchiest soil. And what I mean by that is like, it's almost too much. Like it's going to be like the kind of soil that you pay for when you're like, you know how like some people will like spoil their dog or spoil their cat. That is going to be the equivalent of that. So the names are up on the website, only because my memory is bad and we have to remember a lot of these things for this. But those will be rolled out. I know Dung Fu is the next one that's being workshopped as we speak. I found a couple people, and then I will release the ingredients list on the bags when I roll it out, and it's going to be incredible. So, but I could go on literally for days talking about poop and soil, and I'm sure nobody here came to talk about that. We have some awesome stuff to talk about here.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk? Do we want to get into it?
I think we want to get into it. The big reveal, right? Many of you probably here already know about the product we're probably the most excited about right now, and that's arthropods, right? I don't know if you can see them back here. I've got a little arthropod display right here, back here. I don't know. Instagram, I know you're getting it cut out a little bit. Sorry, but YouTube, you can see it all. Yeah, arthropods. We're getting into premium creature habitats. We're making them. We've got a whole bunch of them, different use cases, different models. Walk us through the models. What are we doing here?
Yeah, the idea is there's 3 types, and this is, keep in mind, this is supplemental. Like we obviously have a lot of ideas for other types of invertebrates and other arthropods, and in fact, we're workshopping a couple now that are more for. I don't want to give up too much because then what you do is you disclose too much, and then people are like, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, I'm going to take that idea.
Yeah. Keep it secret. Top secret.
Yeah, we'll keep it secret. What we identified in the vision behind arthropods was that we wanted something that could be used by all arthropods. Like there's a ton of different vendors out there for spiders, and that's great. And I want them to continue doing ultimately what they do best, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to think about like beetles and millipedes and all of the creatures that like
isopods.
And isopods, yeah, amazing for isopods. And in fact, roaches too. That was the other thing, and I'm going to talk about that. I'm so glad you talked about roaches.
I love roaches.
I'm going to geek out in a minute. Don't worry. I needed something that made it to where that was affordable enough that I didn't have to go to container store and rig up this whole enclosure for my roaches.
Right.
Because the challenge in a lot of these enclosures is it's the roaches that can climb on glass and plastic. They have babies. And now what is the problem you have? You have babies are getting out of those enclosures. So
You got babies having babies.
exactly. So right now we have very basic names. And the reason for that is because I wanted to keep it simple. You know, I hate when things have too complicated of names. I'm a simple man. I like things color coded. I want to walk in and say, that's green, that's blue, that's that color. This is the size. Okay, I know what it is. So we have the Arboreal Bliss, which is a sexy name.
Arboreal Bliss.
Terrestrial Terrain, which I think is probably just redundant, as well as, oh yeah, perfect. Well, he'll bring him over here. As well as we have Fossorial Fissure. The idea behind the arboreals, and we're going to be working with different lids and different concepts, but the idea is anything like whether it's butterflies or whatever you need for the, you know, that just needs a little bit more space is what Arboreal Bliss is going to be all about. So we have 3 different sizes for those, and so I don't know which one do you have right now, Doug?
All right, so I just pulled some off my little stand. I'm gonna go through. I put some down here. So I think one of our hottest seller, I think, is probably the Arboreal Bliss Medium. That's this guy here, and this is the small. No, what? Oh, this is the small. Just kidding. This one's really popular. What's cool about the Arboreal Bliss Small is you got your pop top right here, right? And you also have this little slide door in the front. So one of a friend of the show, Peculiar Paws, I think they're watching right now. Thanks for watching this with us. They actually posted a great video of filling in this container from the top and then having it all perfectly landscaped. That way, you know, that was much easier to create the environment they wanted to create, which is super cool. And then slide this open and you can put your little friends in there. So yeah. So that's one of them. The other one you mentioned, Terrestrial Terrain. That's this one. This is the medium one, right? This one, I got a little spider friend in it. And this one, tell us about this one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
They work in there, or you can use them for Fossorial Fissure. I wanted something that was going to be easy in sliding glass, but I also wanted to be double locking on some of the joints because I didn't like. I'm an ogre of a man, so like one of the problems I have, like I'm the kind of guy that puts on socks and tears my foot through them. So I wanted a cage. Oh, sorry, I hit my light. I wanted my cage to be something where when I open it, it will actually it will lock in that last piece.
Yeah. Like that. Right there. Yeah. It's a box. But it's great. And then let's talk about our last one. This is our medium Fossorial Fissure, right? Yeah. Boom. Yeah.
Just wanted something that was going to be something that if I wanted isopods, I could use the terrestrial, I could use the fossorial. There's nothing stopping me. If I want to have bumblebee millipedes in it, if I want to have any size millipede I want, obviously some of the larger ones we'll get bigger cages for in time.
Totally.
But I just wanted something that was going to be simple that you could have. Like rubber duckies. Like, dude, you're talking like $100 for a 10 count of these things. I wanted something that you could actually display them. And the Peculiar Paws did some super dope the picture, what is that called? The Bigfoot. The Bigfoot. They did the reincarnation of the Bigfoot scenario. And they did such a great job. I was like, holy crap. Yeah. It was so awesome to see someone put something in it that was exactly what the design was for. And it was for all arthropods. Yeah. That was what I wanted.
definitely check out Peculiar Paws on Instagram to see those reels. They were pretty fun, and we really love seeing those. So anyone that buys arthropods, please send us in the videos, and we'll repost them. They're so cool to share. But yeah, I'm really excited about this product because it's made it so that we can actually have anybody start to get into this thing. The price points on these are very affordable, very low, and I'm just super excited about having more people enter the hobby like myself. You know, I'm kind of a new inductee as well, so we're creating something that's going to get more people out there. So I was really moved by the product. Obviously, I've been involved with a lot of the Juices Arthropod stuff through the podcast and whatnot for a while now. But and if you've been on the show before, you know that I love to do songs for the show. Or if you're an old viewer of Pedantic Semantic, you might have heard of Isopod Rock, which is a song I did. When Juice came to me about arthropods as a product, I just had to do another song. And I've been talking about this song on Instagram for a while now. We got it done. We made an incredible song we're going to share with you right now. Yeah, I think
this is the best. If Isopod Rock was the floor, this is the ceiling. Like it's 1,000 times better. And Isopod Rock was incredible. So I'm really looking forward to everyone getting to see this at the end of the day. So yeah, let's play it.
Unpacked my cage last night, delight. $20 from ATM. Man, I'm glad I hit buy on the sweet bug pen. Filled up with dirt and mulch, added a light. Not running out of space. Oh, such a priceless find. And I think it's gonna last a long time. Just can't believe this thing is built so fine. It's not that garbage that you found online. Oh no, no, no. It's an arthropod. Arthropods give my buggy friends a fancy home. And I think it's gonna last a long time. Just can't believe the cage is built so fine. It's not that garbage that you found online. Oh no, no, no. It's an arthropod. Arthropods give my buggy friends a fancy home. Jaws ain't the kind of place to raise a pits. In fact, it's dumb as hell. 'Cause there's nowhere there to raise them. If you did, and all bug science I understand. It's Juice's job 5 days a week. Arthropods. And I think it's gonna last a long, long time. Just can't I think it's gonna last a long, long time. And I think it's gonna last a long, long time. And I think it's gonna last a long time. And I think it's gonna last a long time.
All right, there you have it. That's the debut song, Arthropods, for the Arthropods.
Loved it, dude. It like I've heard this a couple times at this point, because you rolled this crazy idea out, and I was like, okay, let's see what you do. And then you impressed me so much with Isopod Rock, and then you made this, and I was like, this is incredible. And then you got. Can we shout out his name, the guy?
Yes. Oh yeah. So Isopod Rock. I don't know if you're an OG Juice's Arthropods fan. That was a short song. We only did like the first verse or something of that particular song, and that was good. You know, I did that song with a good friend of mine who's watching right now, Corey Jackson. Thanks for watching, Corey. And you know, that was kind of, that bit the bug to do something even better. So this time we went for the whole song, and we did the full song. Like I said, the whole lyrics. My wife Emily helped write some of those lyrics too. Some of them were hard, and we actually had it mastered, professionally mastered by an audio engineer named Dan Tinkler, who did a fantastic job. Made that song really go from good to great. And so we had Tinkler on the mix, and I think it really shows. So I saw some questions. This is on your Spotify account. It actually is. Arthropods is on its way right now this week. It's rolling out to all streaming sites. So you'll be able to listen to it on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, everything. I think you can add it to Instagram Reels and TikTok Reels, or whatever TikToks or whatever. So it's actually going to be deployed as a real song. The band is Hot Dog and the Buns. That's my band. But you absolutely can listen to it live on all the streaming services sometime this week.
I want people to know you will listen to it multiple times, because you'll hear it the first time and you'll laugh, and then you'll be like, oh, that's funny. And then you'll find yourself singing the damn thing, and you can't get it out of your head. And so, like, I was in the shower this morning just trying to hit the high note, which, by the way, with an upper respiratory infection, not possible, in case anyone was curious. But yeah, it's one of those things that I'm like finding myself humming to pretty good. Dude, can we talk about how amazing, I know we're short on some time.
Yeah.
But Give My Buggy Friends a Fancy Home is the best line ever. Like I don't know what is my favorite line of that song. If it's the one about like storing aphids, and you're like, in fact, it's dumb as hell. I love that line, because I'm like, why are you breeding aphids? But then the second one, that Give my buggy friends a fancy home, I died when I heard, because I heard it the first time, because how many minutes are we into this? I had thought that Hot Doug had put like an arbitrary hurdle for me to like bypass the YouTube authorities, where he had dropped the F-bomb and said, give my friends a fancy home. And I was like, I mean, I'll spin it. We'll figure out we'll try to get this going, but I think it's going to be a hard sell. But no, man, it was incredible job.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making that song. I had a lot of fun doing the mastering with Dan. Thank you, Dan, if you're watching. And it was super cool to get the experience of rolling out. This is the first song. I'm now a published artist on Spotify, so
that's
2024 resolutions, just checking them off right away.
So when you become famous for arthropods, what are we talking about, Roy? No, I'm just kidding. But no, honestly, dude, it's such a good song, so I'm really excited to see how it does.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop there. So obviously we're going to roll out, we'll put this on YouTube as well, the video with the song lyric music video. But we're going to be making a live action music video about this, with this song, for this song, with the cages. So don't worry, you're going to see a lot more of this.
I didn't know you were going to talk about that already, and I'm so excited you did, because your vision of it is going to be both hilarious and incredible at the same time. And I love the idea of having like a legitimate video for that. Is so great. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that at the end of the day.
Nice. Yeah, we'll be more on that later. We're now that we got all the way through the song and the mastering, we're now starting to focus our brain power onto the music video and see how that plays out next. So we'll do that next. But speaking of the future, Juice, tell me about what are your plans for Juice's Arthropods for the first half of 2024?
Oh man, we have so many plans. I mean, first and foremost, next wrong date. Next Sunday, we will be in Lodi, California, for an expo right away. So we'll be bringing arthropods there. We'll be bringing tarantulas there. We'll be bringing any dry goods like soil. You'll get to have our royal soil at the end of the day. So if you haven't purchased any and you're like, I don't want to pay the shipping on it, totally fine. Come pick it up at the Lodi show. It's from 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock on February 4th. But holy crap, I wrote a list down. Do we have a couple minutes to talk about it? Because there's a lot of stuff.
Totally. Let's go.
Okay. So we are going to be doing in Q2, we're going to be rolling out a couple different things. But just real quick before I touch base on that, we now have an event calendar. So I want to talk about that real quick. If you go to our website right now, we have an event calendar. And in fact, actually at 6 o'clock p.m. today, some of the things we're hinting at in this video, that is, if you're watching it on January 28th, you can go to the website right now, which is still functional. It's just getting a facelift at the end of the day. And you can see the event calendar that we will have for the entire first half of the year. So very excited about that. So you'll see the Lodi is on there. You're going to see all our future guests on Unearthed, a sentence that's harder to say than I thought. But then we're going to be rolling out in Q2 beetles and beetle larvae, which I'm very excited about. I got to test the waters a little bit with some beetles over here. Q3, we're going to be doing millipedes. And so right now what we're doing, in Q1, it's multifaceted, which is obviously grow the business that's currently present, test out and fix any bugs that we have. Gen 2 cages are out currently with arthropods. So now it's going to be just tracking anything that's like an issue. Anytime you guys make a new product, by the way, there's going to be errors. So I appreciate any feedback you guys have on anything that happens so that we can correct those immediately and then obviously fix them for the Gen 3 cages. We're going to have the key sellers that we trust and have practical. We have very strict business ethics at Juice's Arthropods. So I don't buy from anybody I don't trust, and I don't buy something that you can't prove to me was captive bred. That's just my rule of thumb. So we'll be doing beetles in Q2. Q3, we're going to be doing millipedes. And then in Q4, and this is the one I'm really excited. I'm a nerd, but I'm more of a spider nerd than I'm any other kind of bug nerd. I'm doing true spiders. So Q4, we're going to be very heavy on true spiders. We had a very successful 2023. Q3, we did some jumping spiders, Phidippus regius. But I've got a couple people right now that have a tremendous amount of jumping spiders. So we're going to be doing some different species of jumping spider. I'm thinking immediately Audax, Johnsoni, Octopunctatus, and a couple others. And then what I want to really, really start doing is some huntsman species as well as some wolf spiders. So the reason it's a Q4 rollout is there's a lot of trial and error. I mean, 2021 when we started the business, it was 100% error. It was just testing everything out that we could do. 2022, it was like half error, half success. 2023, we had a really good year. I mean, we did phenomenal. Everybody that would talk to me would say, hey, 2024, is that when are you still on track for that? Absolutely. 2024 is going to be an incredible year for the business. And just for you guys to see all the stuff, there's so many things that we've had that have just been now 3 years coming. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So we're going to get to roll out some of that. Also, total overhaul of the website. I mean, anybody that's gone to our website before, go there right now. You will see it is, dude, there's nothing left of the old Juice's Arthropods. Full disclosure, guys, I am the worst website designer on the planet. It was just get something out there. So we're doing a total overhaul of the website, including detailed care guides. So, no worries. We're doing detailed care guides for all the species. So not only will you be able to watch them on our YouTube, you'll also be able to go on the website and see the care guides there. You'll be able to download them. It's something I want to do as well as blogs will be up there. So you'll get to see any of my new blogs. Any of my breeding projects that I'm working on, we're going to have up there rather than be on the website and kind of confuse people. And then obviously sign up for the newsletter for the updates because you're going to get just pretty consistently feedback. So like this meeting that we've had today where we're showcasing everything and then rolling out what Unearthed is going to look like for the rest of the year, we're going to have all that on the website. There's just going to be a lot of great content, man. I'm really, really excited about it. And we have some absolutely incredible guests that are already signed up from now until June that I'm very excited to talk about.
All right, so the website work. I'm doing a lot of the webmastering, spinning my masterful web for Juice's arthropods. So pardon my dust. I know the front homepage right now is a mess, but like Juice said, we're going through and we're just trying to really amplify the quality of content around the hobby, the care guides, the bugs that are for sale, really going deep on how to take care of the spiders and also how to keep them alive throughout their life cycle, right? So we're thinking about like how can we make subscription plans for like how do I keep this spider alive? You know, what does that look like? What should I feed it? And trying to help people navigate that as they enter the hobby, right? So at the end of the day, we want to be able to get more people interested in these animals, and Juice's Arthropods is going to be a way to do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Hot Dog has done an incredible job so far. I mean, we joke all the time that like if life was D&D, Juice put all of his stats in nature and charisma and 0 in anything else. Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing for any of this. And luckily now I've got Hot Dog with this partners in crime here building out the future of Juice's Arthropods, which is awesome. You know, and with May being a creative that she is, by the way, I want to shout out May because that graphic that you saw in the beginning, her artwork, but that person was able to make it alive. That looked awesome. I was very excited to see that. That was so cool. So I'm very excited it's a lot of, the last couple of years have just been keeping Juice's Arthropods alive and keeping the dream and the vision. Because there's so many more things that I don't even release to the public about like what I plan on doing with this company. It will never be just like some, website where you're just like, you're buying. I mean, there's lots of different things. Oh, we're also going to be talking about, we're adding subscribe and save. Like we're not there yet, but like we plan on having it to where, you purchase something from us, you can get everything you want. And also we have a subscription service where like once a month, you're just getting everything you need to feed these guys. Like it's going to be incredible. So very excited to talk about that. But I don't want to talk too much about everything. There's still so many more things that we can.
Totally.
I think June, we're going to probably be discussing a little bit more for what's going to happen in the second half of the year.
We got plenty of tricks up our sleeves, so we don't want to blow it all up front. But it's already an exciting first half of the year. Do we want to talk about who to look forward to? Who are we bringing on this show? So this is the format, Unearthed, right? The new live stream / podcast. By the way, this will be podcasted, so while you're here live, we are going to still post this out so you can listen back to it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. That's going to be coming soon. And so who else, Juice? Who's going to be joining us on the show?
Well, I'm gonna call out Laura from Lolo's Critters. She's inevitably gonna come on the show. She just doesn't know it yet. She keeps claiming she's not. And also, real quick before I talk about that, Lolo's Critters will be with me at the Lodi show next Sunday. Sorry. So definitely say hi to Laura while you're there. She's awesome to work with. She worked with us at the last expo. Incredible. Me and her have, I think, the exact same cold because we just all got sick at this last expo. So let's talk about first the expo's coming up, and then let's talk about, more importantly, the Unearthed. Does that work for you, Hot Dog?
Don't forget to ask about audience questions.
Oh, yes. Right before we get to that, I want to encourage the audience. Thank you so much, everyone who's stuck through with us on the show. If there's any questions you have about anything related to bugs or anything we've talked about, if you want to know anything about arthropods, if you want to know anything about our magnolia leaves or the royal soil we're rolling out this year, ask away, And while we're telling you about who's coming, we'll keep track of the questions. So go ahead, Juice, fire away.
So right now, and so we're talking like 3 weeks from now, February 11th, we've got Daenerys, Mother of Spiders on, which if you guys don't know Daenerys, this kid is fearless. Like we're, what, I think 9 years old. I met her 2 years ago at a Vallejo show, and she's holding a Phonopelma samani, which is not like a huge tarantula for like an adult my size, but for a kid that's like 4 foot tall, this thing like took up her entire shoulder. So really excited. It will hands down be the youngest guest we will ever have on Unearthed. They were at Animal Con, like just an incredible. Her and her family are amazing people. So February 11th, Daenerys, Mother of Spiders. Then I've got Kristen from Isoflora Isopods for February 24th. They are just an incredible isopod person. They're so fun to work with. I work with them on some isopods because obviously I'm not breeding them as much as I used to. So I wanted somebody that I could trust. And Isoflora is so incredible with their selection and everything that I'm very excited. Like they are of the same business mind as I am over in Jersey. So if you're an East Coaster, you've definitely heard of Isoflora. So we got them on February 24th. I've got Zach from Midwest Mantids. We're going to be doing something a little bit different with that show. So I'm going to have two different different times where I'm arguing with someone. So Midwest Mantids is on March 30th. Zach, we're going to do a sour challenge where it's these candies from like Europe that are apparently the most sour thing on the planet that we're going to all be doing live. So if you want to see me, Hot Doug, and Zach from Midwest Mantids just cry, it's like the kind of candy that like you watch YouTube videos and the people like vomit on the screen. So we'll see how this goes. Because I did that sour challenge with the final boss sour. So he wants to see if we could do that. So that one's going to be brutal. But we're also going to be debating. So if you're a spider person or a mantis person, you want to come to that show because that show in particular, you get to sway the vote on which is better, tarantulas/spiders or mantids. So I am spending a little bit more time on this one because I need your guys' support. You know me, I'm a bit more of a spider guy. I love all of every arthropod I love equally. Well, except for some. But for the most part, I do. Yeah, I don't like centipedes, sorry. But by and large, love arthropods. But I do need people that can show up for the spider people because he is rolling hot with his mantid people coming to this. And then April 27th, dude, if you guys don't know Victor from Exotic Me, dude is nuts. And so one of my favorite people to work an expo with, he's so cool. Dude's Brazilian. He's wild. And I tell everybody jokingly that he's a reptile. So we're going to obviously discuss that and whether he is really a reptile or if he's actually a human being. Another tarantula person, just very cool. And I mean, that's what we've got up till April. And then in June, I think there's actually one or two more, but we'll talk more about it as time comes because I want to talk about who we got in July and so on. And it's just, they're coming out, man. And it's so incredible. And I cannot wait to have all of these guests on and learn more about them.
Yeah, I'm really excited to use the podcast and this platform and our live stream fam to learn a lot more. I'm pretty novice when it comes to all the bug stuff, but I'm learning as I get more involved and help with the website and understand all the Latin terms. That's been a learning experience, but I don't know. I think probably my guess is by the end of the year, there's going to be some kind of spider in my house in a box. I'm guessing.
Yes.
I don't know. What will I put in? What will I put in this?
Don't worry. You know somebody who knows not only how to get them, but all about them. And yeah, I definitely foresee you owning at least a tarantula. And I can name so many really cute, perfect starter tarantulas for you. So don't worry, we got you.
I can tell. I'm going to give you some live, just so show you how serious we are about these cages. So some live feedback for you, Juice, about this cage. If I were going to have a tarantula in this, I just already know I need a way to put like a small lock on this because I have a daughter and she's, young. She's 4 months old.
Yep.
But eventually she's going to be able to walk around and interact with this cage. And I'm horrified of her opening this cage. And then the dog gets involved, and now there's a tarantula in my house, and a baby, and a dog, and a cat. So there needs to be a way to lock this cage, like with a little, like one of those luggage padlocks.
It's funny you say that because I think you and I had talked about it briefly, but I do agree with you. I think there needs to be a parent-safe cage because there are lots out there that are like glass containers that have you can shove like little metal devices in them. So I'm just brainstorming now so we can ultimately, these are all contract manufactured. Despite what people might think, I don't have like an actual manufacturing facility like in my backyard or anything like that. So yeah, no, there's definitely going to be some really unique cage designs that you have never seen before that are going to be coming out over the next 6 months. That is top of my mind is because even like a stag beetle, dude, for a kid, if a stag beetle is like, they hurt. They hurt a lot.
Yeah.
So safety is obviously important. So that's another thing that I want to do is create a list of cages that are specifically for kids. So that way they can, use them for whatever weird thing that they want to have or anything like a parent. So they can ultimately feel safe with their, their new creatures. So, because even like a jumping spider, like they're pretty harmless. But a jumping spider that's out that you didn't want them to be out and is being held by your child is never great. You know what I mean? We definitely are going to be looking into that at the future.
Yeah, it's very helpful for me to have a newborn and be thinking about this as we think about like what's it like to introduce new children or new people into the hobby, and like how can we make cages that support that in a way that isn't a disaster in my house.
Yeah, and we've, my entire brand has always been the idea of like captive bred and getting people to have a better and deeper respect of arthropods. Right. And I can't do that if like danger is the number one thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I've got tarantulas that like you absolutely shouldn't hold. But my idea is essentially that if I do have a highly, highly venomous tarantula, or even let's not even use tarantulas, let's use like some of my really like poisonous millipedes. Dude, if kids put stuff in their mouth, I don't want a kid getting sick, right? So I want to obviously be safety first. So that way you can feel safe knowing that this creature is going to be out and about in its own, in a little habitat box, but you don't have to worry about. I mean, unless the kid has super Hulk strength and tears the door off, I can't do anything about that. But I can put as many barriers and gateways in there as possible, right?
Right. Just got a question from YouTube. I just want to interject real fast. We got a question from Arizona Antkeeper. Do we ship to Arizona?
Yes, we do. We ship everywhere in the United States. The only places we can't ship currently, and that may actually change with all dry goods, is Hawaii and Alaska. And it's not for any reason legally. It's just because of how some of the shipping works, is they just don't ship to those places because of their being landlocked or what have you.
We got a follow-up question from Arizona Antkeeper. How much would overnight shipping be to Arizona?
So all overnight shipping right now is $50. It doesn't matter
$50.
what state you're in. Yeah. Now that being said, they can reach out to me directly because if I run an audit and I find it's actually cheaper, I can also work with them separately. Mm-hmm. But if you do it standard through our website, it would be $50 overnight, and then it'll get there tomorrow at like 8 p.m. at the latest.
All right, Arizona Antkeeper, DM us and see if we can do it better than $50. But otherwise, it's 50 bones for overnight.
Yeah, I would like to do better than $50, but I also know that like these used to be $158 when we were Ship Your Reptiles was able to give us such an incredible rate that we are now able to ship. So if you guys have a business and you need to do shipping, do it through shipyourreptiles.com. It's an incredible, incredible company.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely reach out. We're happy to try to work something out. Arizona Antkeeper, thanks for the question. Other comments we got Caleb from the Instagram chat says the kids line should be called the Juice Boxes, which I 100% agree. That's a great name. Thank you for that.
Wait, is it my brother, Caleb?
I mean, I wasn't going to divulge that, but yes.
Okay. Well, then they can find me pretty easily. Yeah. No, so it's funny he says that because that used to be what I wanted a bar to be called a million years ago. But yeah, no, I love that idea. If we could do that and not get in trouble, then absolutely.
Yeah. I really like the name arthropods because it's such a good pun.
Can we
and that's what they are.
disclose that you are the one that created that name?
We definitely can disclose it. I did. That was one of my brain children. Was
Yeah.
arthropods. It's right there. It's right in the name. Arizona Ant Keeper asks, do you sell any jumping spiders right now?
We are sitting on 3 females, and we also have. The short answer is no, not at the moment. We have some that are in L2 right now, but we are going to be ramping those up in the second half of the year just because I don't half-ass anything. so when I do a project, I commit fully to it. So I will have some probably in the next 3 months, but they're just going to be Phidippus regius. But I've already got 3 keepers right now that I'm looking at too. Now I do my own breeding as well, but I obviously can't supplement only. I can't just do only my own breeding. I have to obviously buy from people that I trust, and I have a pretty prolific set of things that they kind of need to be able to meet those requirements before I work with them. So I would say probably give me at least 6 months before you start seeing them on the website. Right now I don't, just because I wanted to get arthropods off the ground, dry goods off the ground. Tarantulas, we're in a really good spot with tarantulas. So now it's just keep and contain with tarantulas, and then it'll be growing each one of these lines of business. But check out Q4. We will have multiple true spiders on our website.
Awesome. Arizona Ant Keeper responds, I really need one. So
Also, when you DM me, by the way, Arizona Ant Keeper, I can also, if I don't have something right now, I know people that can help you out. Like,
yeah.
it's a very small community of like breeders and keepers. So we all know somebody. So I'll send them business their way. They'll send me business when I have something that they don't, and vice versa. So we can hook you up.
Beautiful. All right, I think we're coming on to the end of the hour here. I want to thank everyone for coming. Arizona Amp Keeper, one more question. I really want a tarantula. I'm scared of them. How can I get one? Oh, we can send you a tarantula, just so you know. If you go to juicesarthropods.com/shop, you can see a whole bunch of them that are available. You want to talk about those a little bit?
We have a ton of. So I had another idea that I want to do eventually, which would be kind of like a quiz to get an idea of like what tarantula would be best for you. That's something that we obviously have to brainstorm at some point, but I think it'd be really good for people because I get asked that question all the time of like, what's a particular species? There's also a lot of species that people say are like, oh, this is a great beginner tarantula. And then like, okay, maybe with the one you got, but I own hundreds of them. You know what I mean? So like I get to see what the whole genus or species kind of looks like. If you're afraid of tarantulas, guys, I want to address the first part of that. I would not get one if you're totally afraid. Like if it's like a crippling fear, maybe like get with somebody that has them first and kind of get used to them. If you have 0 spiders at all, get a Phidippus regius, a regal jumping spider. That will help you through arachnophobia. Just because they're so cute, and like even if they bit you, it would be like less than a bee sting. It's not a huge deal, and like also you'll know plenty of advance when they're about to bite you, if they bite you. So try regal jumping spider first. If you've already had jumping spiders and you are like, okay, I liked those, I want to dip my toe a little bit more into tarantulas, then we can definitely recommend some tarantulas that are going to meet your requirements. You really want to start with a sling because one of the things that a lot of people do is they're so panicked about the tarantula surviving because there's so many horror stories on the internet of like, oh, I bought a sling and it died. It's like, well, you just didn't know what you were doing. Like I've had 800 to 900 tarantulas and I've only had maybe 3 die on me. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing it right, you're going to have a very high survival ratio with tarantulas. So get with me and we can kind of walk you through like what you're looking for. But I highly recommend slings. And on this very YouTube channel, I actually have a slings pros, cons, and care list on how to take care of them. I would recommend watching that. If while you're watching that video, if just the videos of the tarantulas freak you out, then get with me and we can talk about some alternatives on how to take care of that.
Awesome. A lot of information there. We got another audience question from Waffles on YouTube. Is a storefront something on the horizon for Juice's Arthropods?
Can I disclose the end game vision of Juice's Arthropods? Because yes, is the short answer.
You could.
My end game vision is that we will not only have a storefront, we will have like a mini zoo that you can kind of walk through and get to see the tarantulas and other creatures in their natural habitats as much as you can. And at the end of it, we'll actually have like entomologists that will be there to answer your questions and be the ones ultimately, helping you with the purchase of the new animals. So think like a museum, like if you walked through like a zoo, but the gift shop was the actual creatures you just saw. That's the end all vision. Now, I'm in California. So I need about $5 million for that to be a reality. So once that's closer to reality, then we can start looking at that ultimate vision. It will stay e-commerce probably for at least the next 2-3 years.
Well, and all the expos, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
get to live that prototype experience. If you want to come and visit us at expos, we're going to be in Lodi on February 4th. And there's a couple other options for you to meet us sometime in the summer. Are we talking about those shows yet, or are we just?
Yeah, we're gonna have San Mateo, San Jose, and Lodi are gonna be happening. So you're gonna have that. June 22nd is San Jose. August 24th is San Mateo. We are looking. We aren't ready yet to commit to like a bunch of different across the country expos, just because obviously work challenges and all of those pieces. But we're working through obviously some of those. Because I like Pacific Northwest is today. It was yesterday and today. I would have loved to do that show, but I obviously, one, I'm sick, and two, like just shipping up to Washington is obviously a little bit harder than it would be otherwise. So I am as I'm building all of this out, I'm actually working on the back end on how we can do it, because there's lots of options where it's like we have a team of people that just basically set everything up, and then I just fly in and I can kind of handle it there. But we're just not through the bones yet on how we want to logistically do that. But I would foresee within the next 1 to 2 years, very reasonably soon, that we will be at least up to Texas in our expos. We're just not. It's going to be a minute before I'm willing to drive all the way to like New Jersey for an expo. You know what I mean? Like that's a you get an RV and you live out of it kind of scenario. So
Yeah, totally. Corey from YouTube says, "Can I make you a stained glass sign?"
I would need way more information, but yes.
Oh, Arizona Ant Keeper has one last question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please, there's some delay, so I don't know what that question is yet, but I will say it as soon as I see it.
I also want this has been a dream of mine for a long time, and this is such a stupid and easily accomplished dream. I want a neon sign that says Juices Arthropods. I've been wanting one of those for like 3 years now. But why is it so expensive? It's like $1,200 to $1,500 for that. It's crazy.
You got to treat yourself. That's just,
I know. I'm
it would
going
look great
to.
there back behind you,
That's
thought
what I'm
about it,
saying.
too, for back here.
It would be so dope. Exactly. And I, by the way, I love the green that you have
Oh, thanks.
in arthropods. I've been thinking a lot about like how we can continue that neon sign kind of thing. And I would love to see just a Juices Arthropods neon sign. Ultimately, right now, I just don't have the space. Once I get better real estate situation, I can obviously expand.
Yeah. Awesome. Arizona Ant Keeper, what if I want to buy a tarantula, but I'm afraid of them, and I buy it, and then I don't want it, and I spent like $40? Can I send it back?
I mean, in that scenario, I would rather you send it back. There's going to be some logistical issues with that that we're going to have. One of which being if you're too afraid of it to hold it, you have to put it in a little tiny cup. So my recommendation is don't buy it to begin with until you can get to that level. Now, I think it was Otter had said earlier, a dwarf tarantula is a really good, well, it's not a great starter tarantula, but it's a great starter size tarantula, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So like Hapalopus formosus, they're really, really small. But dude, when I'm talking small, like I'm talking like these slings are like, I don't even, like a grain of rice. Like they're very, very small. Even as adults, they're like less than the size of your thumb. You know what I mean? So like they're a very reasonably sized tarantula. But I I just wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend just like jumping out and buying a tarantula until you've done your research. I would definitely recommend like a curly hair tarantula is good, but they're still going to be, as an adult, they're going to be like 4 or 5 inches long. So like but I would start maybe the pumpkin patch. That might be a good starter tarantula at the end of the day. But I don't know. It's really, I'm not trying to give you a politician's answer, but at the end of the day, like there's too many variables to kind of answer like what's the best tarantula for me and what if I buy this tarantula? I mean, I would much rather you send the tarantula back at the end of the day, but I would first rather you just be adjusted to a different comfort level before you actually purchase the tarantula. Go to some expos, like go to a place that has a bunch of tarantulas. If you can get through the point where you're walking up next to the tarantulas and you don't immediately want to run away, then start talking about the next step. But if you're still at that point of, I am terrified every time I look at this, don't buy a tarantula.
That's good advice. And I think if you follow along on this show and this podcast for a while, probably I'll end up with one for a little bit. Maybe I'll just borrow one. And so you can see what my experience is like. Because I'm a little afraid of spiders. I'm going to admit it. But the more I get involved in the hobby and the cages, I definitely want to do more with it. So thanks everyone for the questions. We're at our time. This has been a lot of fun. I'm really excited to have more of these this year. We're going to see. So our very next one is when? It's February 11th.
That is correct. With Daenerys, Mother of Spiders.
That's right. February 11th, we're going to be here with Daenerys, Mother of Spiders, interviewing her. So please join us and be prepared to ask any questions. We'll also send questions to her from the live stream. That's one of the reasons we love to do it live. And I think as we're going out today, I'll play Arthropods, the song, one more time for anyone who showed up last minute. So you get a shot at hearing this great song. And thanks so much, Juice, for being here. And thanks for having everyone on the live stream. We're really glad you came. And we'll see you February 11th here at Unearthed.
Unpacked my cage last night, delight. $20 from ATM. Man, I'm glad I hit buy on the sweet bug pen. Filled up with dirt and mulch, added a light. Not running out of space. Oh, such a priceless find. And I think it's gonna last a long time. Just can't believe this thing is built so fine. It's not that garbage that you found online. Oh, no. It's an arthropod. Arthropods give my bucket friends a fancy home. And I think it's gonna last a long time. Just can't believe the cage is built so fine. It's not that garbage that you found online. Oh, no. It's an arthropod. Arthropods give my bucket friends a fancy home. Jaws ain't the kind of place to raise if it's. In fact, it's dumb as hell. 'Cause there's nowhere there to raise them. If you did, and all about science, I don't understand. It's true. It's an arthropod. Arthropods give my bucket friends a fancy home. And I think it's gonna last a long, long time. Just can't believe this thing is built so fine. It's not that garbage that you found online. Oh no, no, no. It's an arthropod. Arthropods give my bucket friends a fancy home. And I think it's gonna last a long, long time. And I think it's gonna last a long, long time. And I think it's gonna